3 horror stories reflect us the phenomena of hidden worlds we wish never affect us. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. First story. I was 16 years old at the time, but I could never forget what had happened no matter how long it took me. I was on the beach near our house that day when my friends and I used to hang out there every night. The weather was so beautiful that we spent long hours and didn't feel the time and its passing at all. One night, while I was on my feet and looking at my friend, I saw a very beautiful little rabbit. I ran after him in an attempt to catch him, but I couldn't, and then I heard the laughter of my friends behind me and one of them said, "You can't, my son, come back from the best of you." Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. Their laughter only made me more insistent, so I raced with myself and time to be able to catch him. I ran a lot, and when I managed to reach him only suddenly I found him turned into a strange black dog in front of me. His shape was very frightening and snarled at me to the point that I trembled with fear, but then I remembered if I ran for fear of him, he would follow me, so I looked around and saw a few stones, and I immediately picked them up and started throwing them at him, but being careful not to hit him, and indeed I succeeded in keeping him away from me. And as soon as he disappeared from my sight, I found in front of me a very handsome young man, who was holding 2 table tennis rackets in his hand, and he gave me one of them and asked me to play with him. We started playing, but he was ahead of me by the difference of heaven and earth. I could not score not a single point. He was very pleased to play with me, but he asked permission to leave, and he asked me to come the next day to play again, and he promised me that he would teach me his playing style and make me as hot as him. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. When I approached my friends and found them looking at me in amazement, I asked them the reason for the strange looks they had on their faces. One of them answered me, saying, "You are the one who wonders about our condition. You have spent about a quarter of an hour holding an old shoe in your hand and waving it in the air, talking to the air. What happened to you?" Far behind him, I looked at my hand and I was already holding an old shoe, but I am sure that I saw the young man and played table tennis with him. From then on, I vowed not to go to the beach at night, no matter what, and I could not forget what happened to me that day. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. Second story. I went to visit my only sister, her husband, and her children on the second day of Eid. My sister is married in a place about 2 hours away from our house by car. The evening was very enjoyable. I didn't feel the time at all, but me. Realizing that it was past 1 o'clock in the evening, I was about to leave, despite the insistence of my brother-in-law and my sister, to complete the evening and overnight at their house, but I chose to leave. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. While I was walking on the road, I found white smoke coming out of the car from the front, and I found that the heat indicator is on the end, so I realized that the car needed water to cool the motor. I stopped the car and looked around me, and indeed I noticed a grocery store near me. I got out of my car and reached the store, and I found the owner of the store looking at the wall with money in his hand. I quickly asked him for 2 bottles of water. The money was in my hand, and when I turned to the owner I panicked and hysterically. He had one eye and blood was dripping from his whole face. I ran to my car and drove it and did not turn around until I reached my house, and despite the necessity of the car needing water and the seriousness of the matter, I did not pay attention to all of that. I did not lose sight of what I saw, not for one moment, until the day I passed the same road purely by chance, but this time it was during the day. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. I found the same grocery store, but it was closed, to my surprise, so I got out of my car and rushed to ask about his owner, and I panicked more than before when I heard the answer from them. A man had a thief killed inside, and since then whenever one of the heirs or tenants submits their project is not completed on good at all, and return the reason because the shop has become inhabited by souls. And this is really what happened, for they have become inhabited by souls, and this is what I witnessed with my own eyes. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. Third story. I work as a nurse in a hospital, and one night I came home late. It was then in the winter and the rain was heavy. My clothes got wet and my body snowed. I couldn't find transportation, so I had to get back on my feet. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. As soon as I entered our street, I came across a dog that was staring at me as if there was a vengeance between us that wanted retribution from me. I screamed, but no one helped me at the time, and by the grace of my Lord, he stayed still and just stared at me. I ran to our house, and as soon as I started to enter it I hit something close to the spider's web. I tried to remove it from my face, but I couldn't find anything, as if I was then imagining. As soon as I climbed the stairs of our house, I felt very hot all over my body, even though it was winter and it was very cold and my clothes were still wet and dripping with rainwater. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new. That night I could not sleep, but I was so tired and exhausted in the end that I fell asleep and saw a very heartbreaking nightmare. I saw my father, who left us a long time ago, calling me by my name, but his appearance was very frightening. He had fangs like the fangs of the dog I saw and came close to me and bit me with them. I hardly awoke from what I saw, and then spent 2.5 days without sleep lest I have the same nightmare again. If you liked the story, add a like, and add a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and do the bell button, and wait for us in new stories.